Honorable Senators, I have a communication to make relating to the special sitting of the Senate. On the request of the Senate Majority Leader, via letter reference Senate ML CORR 134 dated 15th October 2025, and with the support of the requisite number of senators, I appointed today, Thursday 16th October 2025, as the day for a special sitting of the Senate. The appointment was made via Gazette Notice number 15006 dated 15th October 2025. In the Gazette Notice, I indicated that the business to be transacted at this special sitting shall be consideration of a motion for the Senate to pay tribute and eulogize the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, EGH. Honorable Senators, in accordance with the Standing Order 33.5, the business specified in the Gazette Notice referred to above and as outlined in the order paper shall be the only business before the Senate during the special sitting, following which the Senate shall stand adjourned until Tuesday, 28th October 2025 at 2:30 p.m. pursuant to Senate calendar. I thank you. Honorable Senators, I have another communication to make relating to the demise of Right Honorable Raila Odinga, EGH, former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. Honorable Senators, as you are aware, on Wednesday, 15th October 2025, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, CGH, President of the Republic of Kenya, notified the nation of the passing of the second Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, EGH, while receiving medical treatment in India. Honorable Senators, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga was born on 7th January 1945 at the Anglican Church Missionary Society Hospital, now known as ACK Maseno Mission Hospital in Maseno Town, Kisumu County. He is the son of the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, who was the first Vice President of the Republic of Kenya, and the late Mama Mary Juma Odinga. The late former Prime Minister, Honorable Raila Odinga, began his early education at the Kisumu Union Primary and Maranda Primary Schools in Kisumu County and Siaya County, respectively. He later joined Maranda High School, where he studied until 1962. Thereafter, he joined the University of Leipzig in the former East Germany. In 1965, the late Right Honorable Raila Odinga received a scholarship for further studies at the Technical College in Magdeburg, Germany, where he graduated in mechanical engineering in 1970. He returned to Kenya later in the same year and entered the academia as a lecturer at the University of Nairobi. Honorable Senators, in 1971, the late Raila Odinga founded the MS East African Spectra Limited, the first indigenous manufacturer of LPG cylinders in Kenya. In 1974, the late Raila Odinga joined the public service following his appointment as Group Standards Manager at the Kenya Bureau of Standards. He rose through the ranks to the position of Deputy Director in 1978, a position he held until 1982 when Section 2A of then Constitution of Kenya was repealed in December 1999 following political agitation for multi-party democracy that was inspired by the wind of change from one party to multi-party democracy that was blowing across the African continent. He joined the Forum for the Restoration of Democracy, FORD. His first plunge into elective politics was in 1992, when he contested for the Langata constituency parliamentary seat. He won the seat for his first attempt and retained it in 3 successive elections held in 1997, 2002, and 2007. The late Right Honorable Raila Odinga was a courageous and principled leader who lived by example. Honorable Senators will recall that he etched his name in the history of Kenya when he resigned from the Forum for Restoration of Democracy, Kenya, FORD Kenya, in 1994, and faced a by-election through the National Development Party, NDP, later that year. For the record, he comfortably won that by-election. This was a rare demonstration of courage that many politicians of his day and the present will dread to attempt. As a Member of Parliament, he was a member of the House Business Committee in the 7th and 10th Parliaments, Public Investments Committee in the 8th Parliament, and also chairperson of the Select Committee on the Constitution Review process. He served in these committees with dedication, fidelity to the law, and constitutionalism, ideals that he lived by throughout his political career. You will recall that in the late 1990s, the late Raila Odinga led a merger between National Development Party and KANU, which saw him appointed to cabinet as Minister for Energy and KANU Secretary General. Later, he was central in founding the National Rainbow Coalition, which defeated the ruling party in the ensuing 2002 general elections. After the formation of a new government led by the third president of Kenya, the late Mwai Kibaki, the late Raila Odinga served as Minister for Roads, Public Works and Housing, a position that he served with zeal by laying the policy framework for major infrastructural developments in and around the country. He shall be remembered for fearlessly overseeing the reclamation of grabbed public roads reserves to pave way for expansion of the country's road infrastructure. Honorable Senators, you may take your seat. Honorable Senators, you will recall that after the disputed presidential election of December 2007, which political ambitions and agreed to the formation of a grand coalition government with the then President Mwai Kibaki and served as Prime Minister until March 2013. Notably, the late Raila Odinga contributed to the accomplishment of flagship infrastructure projects such as the Thika Superhighway and various bypasses around the Nairobi metropolitan area, thereby facilitating ease of movement of goods and services. He was also instrumental in other key projects like the Lamu Port South Sudan Ethiopia Transport LAPSET Corridor Project and the Standard Gauge Railway SGR, which were later implemented by the successive governments. Other notable initiatives include the restoration of the Mau Forest, which today boasts of increased. He served as the African Union High Representative for Infrastructure Development from 2018 to 2013. Extending his influence across the continent. He distinguished himself as a true African statesman and a Pan-Africanist by championing the modernization and completion of the Trans-African Highways Network and Continental High-Speed Freight Railways Network in support of the regional connectivity and integration. Honorable Senators, despite electoral setbacks, he remained steadfast in promoting peaceful and democratic processes. Often, the late Raila Odinga set aside his political ambitions for the stability and survival of the nation. This was evidenced in his involvement in the various national reconciliation initiatives, including the 1997 Inter-Parties Parliamentary Group IPPG talks, the 2008 National Accord and Reconciliation Process, the 2018 Building Bridges Initiative BBI, and the recent National Dialogue Process, NADCO. Honorable Senators, the late Raila Odinga was a darling of the people and was affectionately addressed as Agwambo, Baba, and Jacom. He connected well with his political audience, whom he carried along in his addresses, especially his use of metaphors, imagery, and football commentary, which will be dearly missed by many. He leaves behind an indelible legacy as a nationalist, peace builder, and symbol of resilience in the face of adversity. On behalf of the Senate, we pay tribute to his great departed Kenyan hero, and indeed the enigma of Kenyan politics, and convey our deepest condolences to Mama Ida Odinga, our colleague Dr. Oburu Odinga, the Senator for Siaya County, the larger Odinga family, friends, and people of Kenya. May the Almighty God grant everyone comfort and strength during this difficult time of mourning, and may the soul of the retired Honorable Raila Omolo Odinga, EGH, rest in eternal peace. Let us now stand and observe a minute of silence in his honor. Senators, you may take your seats. Honorable Senators, in recognition of the late Raila Odinga's extraordinary contribution to Kenya and to afford the Senate an opportunity to pay tribute and eulogize him, I have approved a motion which is scheduled at order number 3 in this special sittings order paper. After this communication, notice will be given, and thereafter the motion will be moved in the usual manner for senators to make their contribution. I thank you. Clerk.
Order number 2, notices of motion.
Senator Wambua.